Good morning and welcome to today's New York City Council vote for the Committee on Health. At this time, we ask that you silence all electronic devices, and at no time are you to approach the dais. Chair Schulman, we're ready to begin.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am Councilmember Lynn Schulman, Chair of the New York City Council's Committee on Health. Thank you all for joining us for today's vote on proposed introduction number 1047B, proposed resolution number 721A, and proposed resolution number 722A. Beginning with proposed introduction number 1047B, sponsored by Councilmember Sean Abreu, this legislation would require the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene or another agency designated by the mayor with the appropriate subject matter expertise to establish a 3-year pilot program that provides access to sleep apnea screening at no cost, as well as access to home sleep apnea tests if deemed appropriate. The bill would also include requirements that DOHMH publish a report on the pilot program's effectiveness, detailing whether they believe it should be made permanent. DOHMH will also be required to conduct a public education and outreach campaign on sleep apnea and the pilot program's availability. Unfortunately, the tests for determining if one suffers from sleep apnea can be prohibitively expensive, and lab tests can range from $1,000 to $10,000 depending on insurance. At-home tests are cheaper, ranging from $150 to $1,000, but for a person struggling to make ends meet, this can still pose too much of a financial burden. While Medicare covers 80% of the cost of sleep apnea tests, the test must be deemed medically necessary by a doctor and the deductible must be met. This bill would help to... I can't... These...
Do you hear me on Zoom?
Do we have a Zoom audio check, please?
This bill would help to eliminate the barriers New Yorkers face when trying to get a sleep apnea test and the potential financial burdens they may face in the process. As a proud co-sponsor of this legislation and as chair of the Health Committee, I am committed to ensuring that every New Yorker can receive the tests and care they need to stay healthy, happy, and be a part of our vibrant communities. I want to thank Councilmember Abreu for sponsoring this important legislation. Moving on to proposed resolution number 721A, sponsored by myself. This resolution calls upon the New York State Legislature to pass and the governor to sign S 1804 and A 128 legislation that would eliminate deductibles, co-payment, co-insurance, or any other cost-sharing requirements for asthma inhalers. In New York State, 1.4 million adults and 315,000 children, that is 8.9% of all children, suffer from asthma. Nationwide, this number reaches more than 20 million adults and 4.5 million children. Meanwhile, another respiratory disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, is the 6th leading cause of death in the nation. Despite the widespread and deadly nature of this disease, life-saving inhalers remain prohibitively expensive for too many of us. These inhalers can reach costs of up to $640 a month. Add to that the troubling trend of asthma being more likely to affect neighborhoods in our city, which are the most disadvantaged, like Astoria and Queens, which is labeled Asthma Alley, and many neighborhoods in the Bronx where the asthma mortality rate is the highest in the city, and it's easy to see why the state legislation this resolution calls for is so important. S 1804, introduced by State Senator Gustavo Rivera, and 128, introduced by Assemblymember Jessica Gonzalez Rojas, would eliminate deductibles, co-payment, co-insurance, or any other cost-sharing requirements. This would effectively require insurance companies to cover the cost of inhalers in full, eliminating a financial barrier to care that, as it often does, affects our most vulnerable community members. Finally, we will move to proposed resolution number 722A, also sponsored by me, which calls upon the United States Congress to reintroduce and pass and the President to sign H.R. 2665, the Supporting Safety Net Hospitals Act, to delay Medicaid disproportionate share hospital payment reductions until fiscal year 2026. Continuing the theme of ensuring our most vulnerable New Yorkers are able to receive the care they need, this resolution moves our focus toward the safety net hospitals that are vital in caring for our communities. DSH payments have been provided by the federal government since the early 1980s, and they provide funding for hospitals whose patient population includes a large proportion of individuals insured through Medicaid and individuals who are uninsured. Unfortunately, despite the ACA increasing the availability of health insurance, 95% of hospitals in New York State still rely on DHS allotments to stay in business. Through this, our state and our city will be among the hardest impacted by these cuts. While these cuts have been successfully delayed for about a decade, they have finally begun to take effect starting January 1st of this year and continuing through fiscal year 2027. An estimated $8 billion in DSH allotments will be cut annually, resulting in a total reduction of about 50%. These cuts could result in city hospitals, which are already under-resourced and functioning at overcapacity, to face the real possibility of staff layoffs, further service reductions, and longer wait times. And make no mistake, these changes will disproportionately affect the poorest and most vulnerable New Yorkers. These payments must not be reduced. As chair of the Health Committee, I remain committed to defending New Yorkers' right to health care, no matter their financial status. The legislation we are voting on today reaffirms this commitment. No New Yorker should be forced to go without the life-saving care they need. I want to conclude by thanking the committee members for being here today. I also want to thank the committee staff for their work, committee counsels Chris Pepe and Sarah Sucha, policy analysts Joshua Newman, and the finance staff Danielle Heifetz and Florentine Cabor, as well as my team, Jonathan Boucher, Kevin McAleer, and Abigail Zucker. I now turn it over to the clerk to call the roll.
Good morning, William Martin, Committee Clerk. Roll call vote, Committee on Health. All items are coupled. Chair Schulman.
Aye.
Ariola.
Aye on all.
Gennaro. Feliz.
Aye on all.
Thank you. De La Rosa.
Aye on all.
Menin.
Aye on all.
Narcisse.
Aye on all.
Zhuang.
Aye on all.
Marmarato.
I vote aye on all. Congrats.
With a vote of 8 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions, all items have been adopted by the committee.
The hearing is now adjourned.